Today you become a 47-year-old second-hand furniture hauler from Anhui, working the high-rise complexes of Shanghai. Before sunrise, I'm wrestling a solid wood dining table into the back of my van. The owner sold it to me for 50 yuan. By afternoon, it'll move for 800. My family name is Hu, hometown Fuyang in Anhui province. Back in 2017, I came to Shanghai with 2,000 yuan and started hauling bricks on a construction site, taking home barely 5,000 a month. That winter, squatting on a curb eating a boxed lunch, I knew this couldn't be my whole life. Switching trades was an accident. Walking home from work past an old apartment complex, I saw an owner had dumped a redwood chair by the trash. I felt sorry for it, asked if I could haul it for 50 yuan. Next day, a market boss took one look and gave me 200. That moment, my head went buzzing. A 150 yuan margin. Hauling bricks earned me pennies a day. Riding home that night, I started thinking, this is Shanghai. How much do people throw out every single day when they move? The next month, I borrowed 5,000 and bought a used Jinbei van. The first year, I was completely flying blind. I chased down moving trucks asking for work, got chased off by security guards, cursed by owners as bad luck, had jobs stolen by competitors. Worst day, I bought a cabinet full of pirated books, sat at the warehouse door wanting to cry. It took me 3 years just to get the basics. 8 years in, my phone holds 4 owner WeChat groups, 3 moving company contacts, 2 private numbers for market bosses. Nobody hires for this trade. You walk every step of the road yourself. Let me walk you through my day. Home is in Minhang, alarm set for 4 a.m. First thing on waking is scrolling the WeChat groups. Which complex has a tenant moving out? Which property is clearing a model unit? Whoever sees it first gets there first. Today a message popped up, a high-end Gubei complex, owner returning abroad, clearing 200 square meters. I check the time, for 20. I call my fellow Anhui migrant Xiang right away, tell him to meet downstairs in 30 minutes. We head straight to Gubei. Sharp 5 a.m. arrival. Places like this have the toughest security. You need a code word arrangement with the owner to get through. The lady of the house, around 40, opens the door and says, half an hour to look, agree on a price, and you haul it out today. First thing inside, I scan the whole place. Living room has a long solid wood table. I knock it, real walnut. Bedroom nightstands are particle board with veneer. I won't take those. Study has an old camphor with chest. That one I have to grab. Inspecting goods is real skill. I teach my apprentices 3 tricks. Look at whether the grain runs continuous on the cross-section. Knock and listen for whether the sound is dull. Sniff for any formaldehyde smell. If you can't learn it, 1 year and you're wiped out. Negotiating is psychological warfare. The lady opens at 3,000. I don't rush to counter. I point at the wardrobe first and say I'll have to pay extra to haul that one, slowly lowering her expectations. Final price for all 8 pieces, 600 yuan. Loading is its own craft. The Jinbei cargo bed is only so big. Big pieces first, then small, heavy pieces on the bottom, fragile ones tucked in the gaps. One careless scratch on a tabletop, and the whole day is wasted. Noon, I haul everything to the Songjiang Jioding secondhand market. Largest old furniture distribution hub in Shanghai, hundreds of stalls packed side by side. I have long-term arrangements with 3 bosses inside. Whoever bids highest gets the goods. Today, the walnut table, Boss Zhang offered 2,200. I didn't sell right away, hauled it over to Boss Li. Li ran his hand over it, said 2,800, but I had to throw in the camphor chest. I agreed. Half an hour later, 3,500 in the pocket. 3 p.m., back to the warehouse to unload. 100 square meters outside the outer ring road, 6,000 a month rent, the biggest fixed cost in this trade. Like a steamer in summer, freezes your hands in winter, but without a warehouse you can't take big jobs. Driving home in the evening, my wife calls and chews me out, says she couldn't reach me when our son needed paperwork signed at school. I don't dare talk back. This trade has no clock in, clock out. One message in the group is hundreds of yuan in profit. Let's talk straight money. Peak season is spring graduation rush and autumn when expats return abroad. That's when I'm slammed. Monthly revenue can hit 100,000 plus yuan. After costs, I take home 20,000 to 30,000. Slow season is the opposite story. I'll get to that. Slow season is a different beast entirely. January, February, the dog days of summer, owners don't want to deal with anything. Some months I run maybe a dozen trips. Warehouse rent, fuel, wages still go out. Losing several thousand is normal. Outsiders always assume we're quietly raking it in. The profit lives in those few good pieces. An old elm dining table cost me 200 to acquire, sells for 2,000. But the plastic stools that come with it are pure trash by the time they hit the market. The biggest trap is logistics. Long-distance interprovincial hauls require third-party carriers in obscure cities. Those guys are masters at math. Quote 600 for shipping. Then it becomes 900 once you're committed, with 10 reasons why. Now I only work with 2 carriers. Last year I took a serious hit. A collector commissioned me to source redwood from Pudong, agreed on 5,000 for my labor. Turned out the wood was new age to look old. He flipped on me, claimed I was in on the scam. Got no money and ate the freight cost. Black furniture is the universal hardest sell. Nobody puts it in their home. Market bosses shake their heads on sight. I have an ebony tea table set, a year in the warehouse corner. Every time I see it, I ache thinking about that money sitting there. Competition for sources is daily reality. One move-out message goes out, and a dozen fellow Anhui migrants race to the same address. I now specialize in expat complexes. A few words of English, and the competition thins out. Middle-class moving season is real money. Million yuan income families upgrading homes. The whole furniture set. They don't want it. They call us to clear it. I hauled out a Scandinavian sofa, listed it on a second-hand platform, 2,800 to a student. But some middle-class folks are sharper than anyone. Clearly an IKEA piece from a few years back, they open with half the original retail. I smile, point at the manufacture date, and say, this exact model is on sale brand new on the official site for 2,800. You're asking more than new. There's also the lucky days. 2 years back, a woman in Lujiazui hired me to clear her grandmother's belongings. Hidden in a secret compartment under an old redwood jewelry box were Republic-era silver dollars. I didn't pocket them, returned everything. She handed me a 3,000 yuan red envelope. The hardest part isn't the labor, it's the lack of safety net. No social security, no housing fund. Get sick a day, lose a day's earnings. Last year my lumbar disc herniated, lay in bed a week. Warehouse rent kept running. Lost over 8,000 in revenue. These last couple of years I can feel the market shifting. Young people moving increasingly list things on Xinyu themselves. So I started shooting photos and videos too, putting good pieces straight on second-hand platforms direct to buyers. Cuts out the middleman. Now I count as a part-time content creator too. Opened a Douyin account last year, posting daily life of furniture pickups. Over 20,000 followers. Sometimes a buyer DMs asking for a specific piece. Saves me a market trip. There are also peers who couldn't keep going. A Wenzhou guy went back home last year. Said warehouse rent climbs every year. Good pieces get scarcer. On his way out, he sold me his Wuling Hongguang van cheap. Okay, last chapter. Lately fellow Anhui guys keep WeChatting me, asking, brother who? Can this trade in Shanghai still feed someone? Every time I have to think hard about how to answer. This section, I'll lay out what I really think. First thing, you need a van that can haul. Beginners, don't rush to buy one, rent first. A Jinbei rents for 200 a day at the market. Tag along with an experienced boss for 2 months before deciding. The ones who buy first sell off cheap within 3 months. Second thing, you need to know goods. Cross-section grain, knock test sound, smell test, those are basics. Deeper level, you should distinguish old elm, old camphor, old walnut at a glance. That eye comes from handling thousands of pieces. Third thing, you need to negotiate. New guys counter immediately, owner's face goes cold. I praise how well they maintained it first, then shake my head about high freight, then offer a not too crazy price, and slowly meet in the middle. Fourth thing, don't go cheap on warehouse location. 2 remote and 1 trip's fuel eats the rent you saved. Mine now, 100 square meters at the outer ring, 20 minutes into the city. Best value. Fifth thing, find a partner you can trust, no exception. One person can't run this trade. Hauling heavy furniture takes at least two. Aqiang and I, 8 years no falling outs, wages never delayed. I've seen too many brothers turn on each other over money. Sixth thing, never touch goods of unclear origin. Some guy claiming to be from property management offers you a batch of cleared furniture cheap. Sounds tempting. 9 times out of 10, there's a problem. Original owner shows up later. You lose the goods and the money. Seventh thing, manage cash flow. This trade has short payment cycles and big swings. High peak season revenue feels like wealth. Slow season teaches you those few months had to feed the rest of the year. New guys, don't touch your first year's earnings. Save it all as runway. Eighth thing, your body is the capital. These last 2 years, my lumbar, neck, shoulders take turns breaking down. Mid-30s, I started feeling overdrawn. Fellow Anhui guys wanting in, you must be ready that in 5 years your back may not straighten. Some real talk. My son is 15 this year, in his last year of middle school back in Fuyang. I've saved up his college tuition. I put a down payment on a small apartment in the county for my wife. All ground out of every joint in this body. I've thought about switching trades too. 2 years back, a friend tried pulling me into building materials. That side requires 200,000 in upfront inventory, 3 months to recoup. My side is buy today, sell tomorrow. I don't have that kind of nerve. So I keep going. I survived the pandemic years too. 2 months of lockdown, not a single job. Lived off saved cash. I really did want to sell the van and go home then. One sentence from my wife on the phone held me back. What would you even do back here? The most rewarding part of this trade isn't the money. It's saving good things from the trash. An old redwood 8 Immortals table the owner threw out as garbage. I refurbished it, sold it to a buyer who actually loved it. That joy beats the profit margin. 8 years summarized in one sentence. Shanghai money isn't earned. It's ground out 1 a.m. step at a time. This trade has no degree requirement, no connections required. But you'd better be able to endure, calculate, and swallow your pride. I'm 47 this year. 5 more years, and I head back to Fuyang. Hand the van and warehouse over to Aqiang. Open a small courtyard there fixing up old furniture. In this trade, you must always be planning for when your body can't keep up. To fellow Anhui guys coming to Shanghai, the one thing I most want to say, don't just stare at the salary number. My old construction crew brothers, 15,000 a month sounds respectable. 10 years later, still living paycheck to paycheck with no future. This trade is bitter, but every step you're building something of your own. One more bit of nagging. If you really plan to come to Shanghai for this trade, ask yourself first, can you go 3 years without going home? Can you crawl up at 4 a.m.? Can you smile when an owner treats you like a junk collector? That's it. Every 4 a.m. alarm. Every week of grinding down my back. Every year of tuition saved for my son. That's been my 8 years. One van, one warehouse, one fellow Anhui partner, pushing the days forward. That was the life simulation of an Anhui to Shanghai secondhand furniture hauler, 8 years in. Forward this video to brothers back home thinking of going independent in the city. Next episode, do you want to see A, used car dealer sourcing vehicles, or B, a Dawn vegetable market vendor stocking up? Vote A or B in the comments. See you in the next life simulation.